Greetings for the day, dear students. Today I'll start a new topic of plant pigments, and in this today I'll cover the flavonoids and I'll discuss part 1 of it. So let's start plant pigments, that is flavonoids. Flavonoids are polyphenolic compounds possessing 15 carbon atoms, 2 benzene rings joined by a linear 3 carbon chain having the carbon skeleton C6C3C6, and they are the plant pigments and they are having polar nature and is soluble in methanol and water. Flavonoids constitute one of the most characteristic classes of compounds in higher plants. Many flavonoids are easily recognized as flower pigments in most angiosperm families, flowering plants. However, their occurrence is not restricted to flowers but include all parts of the plant. They are secondary metabolite and effective in CNS disorders. Here we can see the skeleton of a basic skeleton of flavonoids. They have 2 benzene rings and 3 chains of carbon atoms. Now, what are flavonoids? They act like antioxidants. How effective they are depends on their molecular structural characteristics. Some flavonoids in hops and beer have been found to have better antioxidant effects than tea or red wine. Most flavonoids are found in fruits, vegetables, teas, and other drinks. Flavonoids have been known to have antiviral, anti-allergic, anti-platelet, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, and antioxidant activities. So, as I had discussed earlier, they are polyphenolic compounds with 15 carbon atoms having 2 benzene rings and on their linear 3 carbon chains. Over 4,000 flavonoids have been found. They are easily recognized as flower pigments in most angiosperm plants but are not always flower pigments. In plants, they repair damage and shield from environmental toxins. Now we will see the tests for flavonoids. The extracts were dissolved in ethanol, filtered and subjected to some tests. Number 1 is Shinoda test. The dried extracts were dissolved in 95% ethanol and 5 ml of it is taken and few drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid were added. Then the magnesium turnings were put into the solution and observed for appearance of pink color. Second is the lead acetate solution test. To a small quantity of above residue, lead acetate solution was added and observed for appearance of formation of a yellow colored precipitate. Core structure and nomenclature of flavonoids. The nomenclature of flavonoids proper is straightforward, with the aromatic ring A condensed to the heterocyclic ring C and the aromatic ring B, most often attached at the C2 position. The various substituents are listed first for A and C rings and as prime numbers. For the B ring, we should note that the numbering for the aromatic rings of open chained precursors chalcones is reversed. Flavonoids and their examples. Flavone, the examples are luteolin, apigenin and tangeritin. Flavonol, quercetin, kaempferol, myristin, fistin, etc. Flavanone, hesperetin, nerigetin, etc. and flavonol, taxiferolin, dihydrokaempferol. Flavones. These are yellow pigments which occur in plant kingdom either in the free state or as glycosides associated with tannins. These are also known as anthocyanins. Chemically, they are hydroxylated derivatives of flavone, that is 2-phenyl-1-chromone, which are partially alkylated. And most of the flavones position 5 and 7 are hydroxylated, and also one or more positions, that is 3, 4, 5 are also hydroxylated. Further positions 3' and 5' are often methylated, whereas positions 5, 7 and 4' are usually unmethylated. When a flavone is hydrolyzed with mineral acid, it yields an A-glycone and one or more molecules of sugars. The sugars are generally glucose, rhamnose, etc. Flavones may exist as C-glycosyl derivatives as well as O-glycosides, for example, Vitaxin and isovitaxin, as we can see here in this diagram. Now we will see the properties of flavones. Most flavones are yellow solids. Most flavones are soluble in water, ethanol and dilute acids and alkalis. Flavones are precipitated by lead salt. With ferric chloride, flavones give either a dull green or a red-brown color. In acidic medium, flavones are usually more highly colored than the base from which they are derived. In acidic medium, flavones form oxonium salts which impart this color. However, these oxonium salts are very unstable in presence of water. The flavones differ in this respect from anthocyanins, which give strong oxonium salts and are found as such in plants. Now we will see the isolation of flavonoids. We will ground the plant material and digest it with boiling water, and we take the water extract and dilute and treat it with lead acetate. And then we do the filtration. It precipitates the tannins, and the flavonoids are present in the supernatant liquid. It is diluted with water, acidified with HCl and boiled for some time. Then it is filtered. The precipitate of sugar-free flavonoids is obtained. Then it is extracted with alcohol or carried out fractional crystallization, and we get the acetate-free flavonoids. Separation and purification of flavonoids. Several methods are there. We will see the paper chromatography. Convenient means of separating and purifying the flavones on milligram scale. Dry plant material is extracted with either 70% or 80% methanol. Then the aqueous extract is then concentrated to a small volume in vacuum and refiltered if necessary. Then an aliquot of this concentrated should be applied on Whatman number 3 filter paper. Separation of the flavones present in concentrate is generally carried out in the solvent mixture BAW, that is N-butanol acetic acid water, 4:1.5 ratio. Then individual bands are eluted and concentrated. Further fraction in water, that is and 5% acetic acid, then purified in N-butanol ethanol water, which is taken into 4:1:2.2 ratio. TLC, more sensitive method than paper chromatography. Layers of microcrystalline cellulose is employed. Solvent system same as paper chromatography. Removal of lipid impurities is essential, otherwise considerable streaking may occur. Visualization of plates may be done by viewing the plate in UV light. that at 336 nanometer, either in presence or absence of ammonia vapor. It is often assisted by the use of layers which contain UV fluorescent indicator. Flavonoids appear as dark spots against a fluorescent green background. Another useful method for detection is brief exposure of the plate to iodine vapors, which produce yellow-brown spots against white background with most flavonoids. Both methods are non-destructive. Column chromatography. It is used for large-scale separations. Adsorbent used include cellulose, silyl, magnesol, silylic acid, polyamide and Cifadex. Polyamide is the widely used separation of different flavone glycosides being achieved by gradient elution with water methanol mixture. Recently, separation of flavanol glycosides as their molybdate complexes on column of Cifadex G25 or LH20 is employed. Elution with water is followed by 1M molybdate will separate mixtures of common flavone glycosides on G25. Alternatively, simple mixtures of flavanol glycosides and aglycons can be separated on the 250 mg scale by adsorption on Cifadex 1H20 and subsequent elution with methanol. Gas liquid chromatography. It is not used extensively for the analysis and isolation of flavonoids. It is an acceptable method provided the flavonoid is derivatized and increase the volatility. Trimethylsilyl ether derivatives have been found most effective for this purpose, although methyl ether and acetate derivatives have also been used. The stationary phase SE30 and OV1 are the most commonly used for separation of flavonoids. Thank you. Have a nice day.